I have to ask what your thoughts were here recently with the Maduro raid, being your former unit executing what seems like as flawless and competent of a special operations mission as has ever existed. I mean, just really blown away by the way that they executed that. I'd love to get your take on it.
Well, it appears to me that it was textbook. Now, it might not appear to the people that were on the ground at the time, but it has the appearance that it went off flawlessly. It was textbook. They had their air cover. I was so impressed with what kind of air support that they had. I wished I would have had that air support.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's a growth thing, and we finally, we're getting there. And each generation is learning from the other generation, which is so good that we're learning all these things. you know, one of the things at the unit that you would do, after you got done with a mission, you would have a hot wash, which is really good. I mean, when you're in the hot wash, everything that happens in the hot wash stays in the hot wash. Nope, just you can't be thin skinned in a hot wash. You just let it go. Whether it's after an operation or it's even after a training event, we will have a hot wash. And you just got to say what you got to say. And also during operations and missions, we were required to write down what happened, your perspective of what happened, and any list of recommendations and stuff like that. So it's a constant growth and learning experience, and it we I hope that anything that we did collectively that aided them in what they can do, gave them the tools, the equipment, the knowledge, the skills, and the training supported all that. Yeah, I was proud of them. I heard through news media, not I don't hear anything directly, that some of our guys were injured, and that's probably that's to be expected. But at least I didn't hear of any deaths.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, to say it was executed flawlessly or as good as it could have been under the circumstances seems like an understatement. I mean, again, just such a textbook execution of such a high level mission, super impressive. To your point, there's no two ways about it. I mean, it's your guys and the foundational kind of forefathers or the OGs of the original Delta Force are the reason that the existing Delta Force is in existence. So pat on the back and tip of the cap to you and all the guys that started it and set the standard, because they wouldn't have been able to done that had you guys not done what you did. So I love
Yeah,
to see it.
yeah. One thing we didn't
Um,
talk about too is Somalia. Operation Gothic Serpent. We didn't mention Somalia during my time, and I tell you what I was doing during that. Uh, I was at that position during Somalia, Operation Gothic Serpent. I was the Delta liaison to JSOC during that time, and so I spent time in the Joint Command Operations Center at JSOC when October 3rd, 1993 unfolded, and to sit there and to listen to all the radio traffic and all what was going on during that time. That was something. I had my close friend, very close friend, was killed in that operation. That was Tim Martin, known as Grizz. He was not he was one of my breachers, and he was one of my best breachers, and he was a good friend. I know his family and stuff. Um Not too long ago, I was contacted by a reporter from his hometown. They wanted to do an article on Tim, so I helped him with the writing an article. about Tim. Yeah, that was a day, with Gordon was killed and Schugart was killed, and both recipients of the Medal of Honor. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so sat back and had to watch and listen to all that was going on.
I can't even imagine how that feeling of helplessness must have just been overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, in terms of the aftermath within the unit, right after Somalia, what was that like?
Well, the morale was really at a low point. You know, uh, yeah, morale was low for a while. It was a terrible time. you know, uh, we lost so many operators and stuff. Since Somalia, three of our guys have committed suicide.
That were there?
Hmm.
Wow. Yeah, it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is.
Uh, I imagine that is a driving force behind components of the book that you want to really talk about.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I appreciate you writing it. I can't thank you enough for coming on the show and spending your day with us and telling your story. It's such a fascinating one. And again, I just want to reiterate how big of an honor it is to be able to sit here and ask you these questions and hear your story, because you're an absolute living legend, and just have the absolute utmost respect for you and appreciate everything you've done for this country.
No, thank you, Mike, and thank you for your service.
No, it's a pleasure for sure. It wouldn't change a thing, and again, just can't thank you enough for joining us.
Thank you.
To the listener/viewer, I hope you enjoyed it. Please go get the book when it comes out in August, Blasting Through. Check them out on X. Lots of good content on there. If you didn't enjoy it, you can choke yourself. And until next time, this is Mike Drop.